If the banks are happy, then the platform or the company going public has left value on the table. It's recently valued in the private markets around $46 billion, which makes it the largest hotel company in the world by market cap. So it looks like Airbnb is finalizing that Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs will lead their direct listing. We've spoken a lot about how direct listings are something that I think are going to go hand in hand with platform IPOs. Well, platform listings, where a lot of these platform businesses just have a much higher degree of luxury in terms of figuring out their options to be listed. Do they actually need to raise capital via a traditional IPO, which is much more manual and just kind of archaic in the process? And basically that's why you have
expensive,
yeah. Lots of fees. And basically humans are trying to just, figure out,
the price, right?
Yeah, what should this company be valued? Versus a direct listing is done algorithmically and is really maximizing and being much more transparent in letting the market decide what it's valued at, as opposed to, 10 or 20 banks, which invariably are getting it wrong. And if the banks are happy, then the platform or the company going public has left value on the table and could have raised a lot more money or could have had a lot less dilution. So it's a much riskier way to do it that I think is starting to go out of style, particularly for platforms. So Slack did a direct listing. Looks like Airbnb is going to do a direct listing. And basically what that is you just now, Spotify did a direct listing, even though they're not a platform company. What you're doing is just giving now liquidity to particularly your employees and your investors who have shares and can now sell them as if and as on the stock market, but you're not also raising capital, which is the difference in an IPO. So it looks like Airbnb is going to do a direct listing. It makes sense. They have a wildly successful business.
Profitable, I believe.
Profitable.
Yeah.
And if they wanted capital, they could raise it in the private markets, probably for potentially a better deal anyway. They don't need to go through all of the nuisance that comes along with an IPO. So it looks like middle of 2020, they're going to do this direct listing, and then will invariably be in the ETF shortly thereafter. So it's recently valued in the private markets around $46 billion, which makes it the largest hotel company in the world by market cap, because Marriott is at $40 billion and they're the biggest. It's just hilarious that the company that is basically the hotel replacement is now bigger than the largest hotel company in the world.
Certainly by number of rooms, they've been bigger for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's basically market cap. They're superseding them, and I imagine it's not too far out where they would start to catch up in terms of revenue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a good so Slack, it looks like, paid about $22 million in fees to do the direct listing, as compared to Snap, which had about $85 million in fees and did an IPO and was raising capital off of that. So it's a stark difference. And you can also just you have the risk of just pricing the company incorrectly, getting more dilution, or leaving money on the table with the IPO. Hi, this is Alex Mozed. Thanks for joining us on Winner Take All. If you enjoyed the content today, which I bet you did, please comment, subscribe, and definitely message me on Twitter when we're doing live streams. Also, please note, all opinions expressed about stocks or public companies on the show are exactly that, opinions. This is not investment advice. Don't act on it. WisdomTree licensed Applico's Platform Insights data product to aid in the creation of the Plat ETF. Thanks for joining us.